Les aliments peuvent être conservés en
Food can be
gardant
preserved while retaining most of its character.
certaines techniques de conservation.
Some preservation techniques are physical processes, such as refrigeration and cooking.
D'autres sont des procédés biologiques.
Others are biological, like fermentation.
La plupart de ces procédés
In
sont
fact,
des
most of these
traditionnels
processes
qui ont
are
évolué
traditional,
avec-
having developed over time.
Par exemple, à l'époque, selon une
For example,
pratique
in the
indienne,
past,
le
the
grain
Indian
de
method for preparing grains of rice
chaude et
was to
séché
steam them in hot
conservé.
water, then dry them so that they kept better.
De nos jours, il existe un procédé
Today, there's a
similaire,
similar method known as
équilibrage ou
parboiling.
en anglais. Ce procédé permet le transfert
This
des
process
minéraux
allows the transfer of minerals and vitamins from husk to grain of
pour
rice.
que les éléments nutritifs restent bien
To
encadrés.
retain the nutritional elements within the grain of rice, it's then hardened and dried.
Si vous avez vu la vidéo,
If
sur
you've
les
seen the
rôles
video on the role played by microorganisms in the natural spoiling of food, you'll know that there are several ways of acting on the environment of germs to stop them from developing.
ces moyens se basent sur la
These
température,
methods use
l'eau,
temperature,
l'oxygène
water,
et
oxygen,
l'acidité.
and the acidity of the
Il
surroundings.
existe des techniques de conservation
Particular preservation
qui agissent
techniques
sur
act
chacun
on
de ces
each of these parameters.
Prenons la température.
Let's look at
Il faut la
temperature.
baisser pour
It needs to be
stopper
lowered
le
to
développement
stop
des
the development of
Les
germs.
techniques qui utilisent ce procédé
Techniques
sont
using this method are chilling and freezing, for example.
pour détruire
However,
les
to destroy microorganisms, the temperature needs to be greatly increased.
Vous connaissez la
You know most of these techniques aiming to raise temperatures, such as boiling, grilling, baking, or even pasteurizing.
La pasteurisation
Pasteurizing uses a slightly different process which involves rapidly heating without boiling, then rapidly chilling. This enables the majority of bacteria to be destroyed. Other preservation techniques aim to remove water contained in food.
dans les aliments.
Methods such as drying, filtering, or squeezing reduce the amount of water present, which prevents the microorganisms from multiplying. Concentrating by boiling is another example. This technique brings about evaporation of water.
Difficile de parler des techniques
It's
de
hard to talk about
conservation
preserving
sans parler
techniques
de la
without mentioning
C'est une
fermentation.
technique qui vise
The
à
purpose of this
augmenter
technique is to
l'acidité
increase acidity
et le
to stop
développement
germs
des
from
germes.
developing.
Il existe d'autres
There are
techniques
other
comme la
techniques, such as
fermentation,
adding
l'eau,
citric acid
mais la
or vinegar,
fermentation est un
but
processus
fermentation is a biological
implique
process
une
involving microorganisms.
Les ferments transforment les
The
sucres
fermentation particles transform sugars and proteins into alcohol, acid, and carbon dioxide.
et empêchent
This transformation modifies the environment and prevents other microorganisms from multiplying.
Elle est utilisée
One last thing about fermentation, it's used for both preserving food and to change the taste of food.
Certaines techniques de conservation.
Certain preservation techniques use substances which slow down germ development.
Ces substances peuvent être
These can be chemical preservatives, but there are also well-known techniques such as salting and smoking.
On lie l'eau à d'autres.
When we add salt to something, water is linked to other molecules, making it less available for microorganisms. Smoking is simply a method of exposing food to smoke.
Cette fumée contient des substances
Smoke contains substances which inhibit the growth of molds and yeasts on the surface of food.
et enfin le sucre.
Finally, sugar is used to preserve food in syrups and jams.
J'aimerais juste encore mentionner
I would like to
deux
mention two
procédés.
other processes which are ultra-high pressure and irradiation. In ultra-high pressure, food is subjected to 3 to 10,000 bars of pressure. This pressure enables cold pasteurization to be carried out, avoiding the loss of vitamins or changes in flavor. In irradiation, food is subjected to low-intensity beams. These beams block the multiplication of cells. If you're wondering whether these beams can make your food radioactive, the answer is no. The type of beam used and energy emitted are too low.